Hey everybody, Jake here from Bearded Gear, and I've got a package to open real quick. This one is really kind of an impulse buy, if you want to call it that. It's a crazy impulse buy. I don't drink, so I can't blame it on being like a drunk buy or anything. I know some people do that. I've been wanting to check one of these out for a while. This is a Microtech Scarab, and it's the Scarab II. It's the new one that just came out. From what I understand, the Scarab was a Microtech model a while back, but from before I was into collecting knives or had any pulse on what models Microtech was making. Although even as a kid, I remember seeing Microtechs like in magazines and stuff and thinking they were so cool, they're OTFs. But anyway, so they made the Scarab a long time ago. It's a big knife. From what I understand, it's about the size of a combat Troodon. And they've kind of resurrected the model. They're making it again as the Scarab II, and I've been itching to try one because I like to try Microtechs. It's rare that they stick around. The Goldilocks for me has become the standard Troodon. That's the Microtech that I've kept and that I'm still enjoying, and I deleted the glass breaker off of it. I'm sure the glass breaker is going to come up here on this one because it's got a big one, but I like the Troodon. And this is just new and exciting and huge and tactical, and so I felt like I wanted to try one. And they've been putting out some all DLC ones. I think they call them like the Shadow version, something like that. And so I just happened to see a guy who I buy Microtechs from fairly often. He's on Instagram, goes by Silverline Knives. I probably shouldn't have said that because he's kind of been my secret for sometimes when Microtechs that are hard to get. He'll happen to have them sometimes, and he doesn't use a site. He just usually uses Instagram to sell. So anyway, he posted that he had gotten a couple in. I asked him how much they were. He said $735, and I was like, whoa. I don't know why it's like $200 more to get the DLC version of this knife. That just seems a little crazy to me, but that's what it was. And I figured if I'm going to try it out, I should try the version that I really want. They're relatively limited, so maybe I'll get lucky if I do decide to let this go, that I'll be able to hold its value at least. We'll see. But using my Oz Roosevelt, which I just unboxed right before this, and of course I immediately need to cut something with it because I have been tremendously excited for this knife for way too long. Alright, let's get into all the tape here. Taped up real well. Alright, let's get into it. Let's see what we're looking at. My expectations for this knife are relatively low, if I'm being totally honest, because I already know my preferences, right? And I know that giant Microtech OTFs haven't really done it for me in the past. Haven't gotten me all that pumped. Just make sure it's just paper in here, yeah. Like my combat Troodon, the last one I had, the Bounty Hunter, was just so stiff to deploy and to retract, even more so to retract. I had to like turn it over in my hand and use my pointer finger. It is ugly. And it broke in a little bit over time. I know some people are like, you should spray rem oil and then compressed air down in there. And I'm like, why on a brand new knife can't they just send it already? Like, why can't they do that? You know, like, shouldn't that be QC to see whether you can open and close a knife? But it is what it is. So I ended up letting go of that knife, obviously. I've tried the Dirac Delta. That's a big one. I'm just going to open this box. I'm not confident that I'm going to love this. I imagine I'll think it's cool. I think all Microtechs generally are pretty cool, but I don't know if it'll be a keeper. We'll see, guys. So I guess this is a signature series. I didn't realize that. It says on the box, signature series. Maybe because it's the DLC one, it's signature series. I don't know. I also don't know like how the lines of Microtech work that well. Like I know Spyderco, for example. Like I know which ones are sprints and which ones are exclusives and which ones are flash batches and stuff like that. But man, this is huge. It's a big knife. I don't know if I'm misremembering the Combat Troodon, but I feel like this is slightly larger. Maybe not. I don't know. Caution, sharp edge. Sometimes I laugh at that because I've had a few Microtechs with that sticker that don't have that sharp of an edge out of the box, but I'm probably being a little too mean here. I like Microtech a lot. I like that they're US made. I've had quite a few of their knives. Their quality tends to be quite good. I just also like, there's certain things about them that are not my favorite, like Exhibit A, this giant glass breaker back here. I'm going to not go deep into that at the moment. But suffice it to say, I hate that they do that. I really wish it didn't have that. I would like it better without it. But man, this is sweet. So it definitely feels like kind of boxier and thicker than my memory of the Combat Troodon, maybe because the Combat Troodon just has like a little bit more rounded edges and profile. But I dig that it's all murdered out, totally black. I'm actually leaving in a couple of days on my trip to Utah, so that'll be perfect. I can have this in my pocket legally while I'm up there. I'll let you determine for yourself whether I ever carry OTFs down here in California. But yeah, this is sweet. I like the look of it externally. I like that it's got these textured inlays, kind of like the what is it called? That's gonna bug me. What's the name of their manual folder? Oh, I can't think of it, and I know there's people who definitely know exactly what it's called. Oh my gosh. I really don't remember in this moment what it's called. They make it as a drop point or as a tanto. I reviewed both blade shapes. Oh my gosh. The Microtech. It's tip down only. Alright, I don't remember in the moment. If it comes to me, I'll say it. I'll blurt it out. But that knife has it. I want to say my Hawk had it. The Microtech Hawk Auto had these textured inlays. Yeah, so I like this texturing. We'll go with that. But this button also feels pretty cool to me. I like that it's kind of like contoured to my finger. Feels nice. Let's deploy it. Ooh. Yeah, that felt good. So, all DLC blade. Looks like it's a hollow grind. Am I right? Maybe that was just the way the light was catching it. No, that's a flat grind. Dang it. I would have been stoked if that was a hollow grind. Flat grind. It's actually a decently high edge profile. We'll see. Maybe this will actually slice fairly well. The fact that it's single-edged and that it's not, like, it goes up a decent part of the blade. Got a little bit of a fuller in there. Swedge up here. It's a good-looking blade. The size actually feels really cool in hand, using this as a thumb ramp. Oh, yeah. Okay, so this is not like the Combat Troodon. This is nice and easy. I like that a lot. That feels how it should. This is cool. It's like a freaking sword. It's huge, but that is sweet. The pocket clip just has the scarab on it. One thing that bothers me about Microtechs sometimes, beyond the glass breaker, is they often will make really cool looking blades. And then they'll put like their giant, like this logo on it. I call it the chicken foot, even though I'm sure it's an eagle talon. Just because I think it looks hideous to like slab that, just smear it all over the blade. That bugs me. But this just has that little scarab logo, which is the model. Doesn't have anything Microtech branding anywhere else on it. Everything else is sterile. That's sweet. What steel is this guy in? Does not say on the box. I honestly don't know what steel these are in. Does it say in here? This is just general knife information. I don't know what steel this one is in. I'll have to look and see what this batch was done in. It doesn't say. But yeah, I guess it's out of the box. It's a Scarab II Shadow. I am glad that I went with the all murdered out one. I just feel like, granted, this does not feel like a over $700 knife to me. To be fair, like that's crazy money. I get they're U.S. made. This one has the DLC coating, but I think the basic version of these is still like $550. I don't know. It's aluminum, not titanium. I get that makes it lighter. There are certain advantages, cool, but aluminum doesn't feel expensive to me. It's got these inlay things here, but I don't know, like, Microtech knows how to make autos. It's not like it's that technically difficult. There are quite a few autos that are much less expensive and even still made in the US. I don't know, their pricing to me always seems a little bit wild, but I feel like it's one of those pay-to-play things, and they're cool enough that I keep on doing it. So I don't know. This is a sweet knife. It's really, really cool. I doubt with how much it costs, how big it is, and all that, that'll end up being a keeper. But maybe in carrying it and using it a little bit, I'll find that I just love it. Of course, while I'm in Utah, right? Yeah, I mean, the action is good. It does definitely have some rattle going on everywhere, but most Microtech OTFs do, between the button and then the blade play. I guess if I hold the button, then it's just the blade rattling. I don't know. It's not a Hawk deadlock, so it's going to have blade play. All right, it's here, guys. I'll save the rest for first impressions and then ultimately a full review, but this is the Microtech Scarab II Shadow. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So, thanks for checking out. I'll see you on the next one. I'm sure the name of the manual Microtech folding knife that everyone loves and I was okay with but don't love is going to come to my brain like right after I finish this. Oh my gosh. What is it called? I keep wanting to call it like the SOCP or something, and that's not it. That's like a little fixed blade thing, I think. Oh. All right. I'm not going to think of it. It'll come to me after. Thanks, guys. We'll see you on the next one.